The Satanic Bible, written by Anton or LaVey in 1969, is one of the most controversial and influential books of modern occultism. It serves as the central religious text for LaVey and Satanism, a philosophy rooted in individualism, materialism, and skepticism rather than traditional notions of worshipping an actual Satan. The book outlines LaVey's interpretation of Satan as a symbol of personal freedom, indulgence, and opposition to conventional religious morality, particularly that of Christianity. The Satanic Bible presents a philosophical system that advocates for personal empowerment and the embrace of human nature. This text has shaped the modern understanding of Satanism, setting it apart from earlier depictions of satanic worship as inherently evil or malevolent. The author, Anton LaVey. Anton LaVey, born Howard Stanton LaVey, founded the Church of Satan in 1966 in San Francisco, California. A charismatic figure, LaVey drew from a variety of influences, including Nietzschean philosophy, Aleister Crowley's occultism, and Ayn Rand's objectivism, to create a system that was at once shocking to mainstream society and appealing to those who sought an alternative to traditional religion. His Satanic Bible quickly became a seminal text for those interested in Satanism, and LaVey's persona as the Black Pope of the Church of Satan helped solidify his role as the spokesperson for modern satanic thought. Structure and themes of the Satanic Bible. The Satanic Bible is divided into 4 distinct sections, each corresponding to one of the elements of fire, water, earth, and air, reflecting the ritualistic and symbolic nature of the text. These sections are the Book of Satan, the Book of Lucifer, the Book of Belial, and the Book of Leviathan. Each section deals with different aspects of Satanism, ranging from philosophy to ritual practices. The Book of Satan, the Infernal Diatribe. The first section, the Book of Satan, is often seen as a direct attack on the moral and ethical tenets of Christianity. In this part of the text, LaVey rejects the idea of humility, piety, and submission to a higher authority, which he views as the fundamental characteristics of Christian thought. Instead, LaVey encourages the reader to embrace pride, strength, and indulgence. He argues that human beings are inherently carnal and that denying one's desires leads to self-imposed suffering. LaVey's Satanism, as presented in this book, does not worship a literal Satan but uses Satan as a symbol of rebellion against conventional religious norms. The Satan of the Satanic Bible is a figure who represents defiance, self-interest, and personal freedom. LaVey challenges the traditional Christian view of sin, advocating for indulgence instead of abstinence. He posits that what is called sin in Christianity is often natural human behavior, and therefore, Satanism encourages individuals to fulfill their desires rather than repress them. The Book of Lucifer, the Enlightenment. The second part of the Satanic Bible, the Book of Lucifer, focuses on philosophy, reason, and enlightenment. This section is composed of a series of essays in which LaVey outlines his core beliefs, emphasizing logic, self-determination, and the rejection of spiritual guilt. He critiques the hypocrisies of organized religion, particularly Christianity, arguing that it preaches virtue while enforcing repression and guilt. In the Book of Lucifer, LaVey calls for people to embrace their true nature as beings driven by instinct and emotion. He rejects altruism, promoting instead a form of ethical egoism where each individual is encouraged to pursue their self-interest while respecting the autonomy of others. The chapter is a reflection of LaVey's belief in personal sovereignty, where the individual takes center stage as the highest authority, and self-deification is a key goal. One of the core ideas here is LaVey's concept of psychic vampirism, where he warns against individuals who drain others emotionally or psychologically. LaVey and Satanism teaches its followers to avoid being victimized by others, encouraging them to take control of their own lives and avoid being manipulated by society's norms or religious ideologies. The Book of Belial, Mastery of the Earth. The Book of Belial delves into the ritualistic aspect of LaVey and Satanism. Belial, representing the element of earth, is linked with strength, mastery, and physical existence. In this section, LaVey introduces the concept of greater magic or ritual magic, which is meant to produce changes in the material world through the will of the practitioner. LaVey's rituals are heavily theatrical and symbolic, often involving the use of specific objects, invocations, and chants designed to focus the practitioner's mind on their desires. These rituals are not meant to invoke literal supernatural forces but rather to channel the practitioner's psychological and emotional energy toward achieving their goals. For LaVey, magic is a form of psychodrama, an act of self-transformation and empowerment through symbolic actions. This section also details the different types of satanic rituals: compassion rituals, destruction rituals, and lust rituals. Each is designed to bring about a specific outcome, whether it is to help a loved one, to seek revenge, or to fulfill sexual desires. The rituals serve as an outlet for emotions and desires that might otherwise be repressed, allowing the practitioner to harness their own psychological power. The Book of Leviathan, the Raging Sea. The Book of Leviathan is the final section of the Satanic Bible, and it deals with the spoken word as a tool for magical practice. Leviathan, representing the element of water, is associated with the subconscious, emotions, and the primordial chaos of the sea. This section focuses on the importance of sound, particularly through chants and invocations, in ritualistic practices. LaVey emphasizes the use of emotion and intent in ritual speech, claiming that the words spoken during a ritual must be charged with personal power in order to achieve their intended effect. He provides examples of satanic invocations and chants, written in both English and the Enochian language, a mystical language popularized by the Renaissance occultist John Dee. These invocations are designed to invoke certain emotions, energize the practitioner, and amplify their desires. While the Book of Leviathan focuses on the performative and auditory aspects of satanic rituals, it also underscores the idea that ritual magic is a form of self-expression and emotional release. For LaVey, the rituals are not only tools for achieving practical results but also a means of connecting with one's own primal nature. Core tenets of LaVey and Satanism. The Satanic Bible lays out several core principles that define LaVey and Satanism. 1. Self-indulgence over abstinence. Satanism encourages individuals to embrace their desires and indulge in what brings them pleasure, as long as it does not harm others. This stands in stark contrast to religious teachings that promote self-denial and restraint. 2. Responsibility to the responsible. LaVey advocates for personal responsibility and accountability. Satanism rejects the idea of turning the other cheek, emphasizing instead that individuals should take responsibility for their actions and respond to injustice accordingly. 3. Questioning religious and social norms. The Satanic Bible encourages skepticism toward traditional religious beliefs and societal expectations. LaVey and Satanists are encouraged to think for themselves, challenge authority, and forge their own paths. 4. Human nature and carnal existence. LaVey's philosophy views humans as inherently carnal beings, driven by instincts and desires. He believes that repressing these desires leads to frustration and neurosis, whereas fulfilling them leads to personal satisfaction and well-being. 5. Ethical egoism. LaVey's philosophy is fundamentally egoistic, placing the individual at the center of their own moral universe. Each person is encouraged to act in their own self-interest while respecting the autonomy of others. The Satanic Bible is not just a religious text, but a philosophical manifesto that promotes individualism, self-empowerment, and the rejection of traditional moral codes. Its influence has extended beyond the confines of the Church of Satan, impacting modern occultism and even popular culture. LaVey's work challenges the reader to embrace their true nature, to question societal norms, and to live a life of indulgence, responsibility, and self-actualization.